It is the first week of October, and I went 7-7. Don't look at me like that. It was another wild week. It's probably the wildest one yet. The amount of upsets this week was overwhelming, especially considering I was done going for upsets. But yeah, because some of these NFL teams woke up today and decided that they hate me, I went 7-7 on the week, bringing my overall record to 42-35, looking like a goddamn high-scoring game. I mean, like, what do you want from me? What do you want from me at this point? Like, what more can I do? A lot of this just comes from teams playing like shit for no reason. For no reason. Like, tell me what's going on with the Eagles. Actually, no, we're gonna get into them. First up, you got the Philly Cheesesteaks versus the New York Smalls. Both these teams can kiss my ass. I voted for them to win, and they didn't win. Losing to teams that they should have probably whooped. Yes, the Eagles did lose this game. And yes, the Giants did lose to the Saints. Not even the September Saints. They just lost to the New Orleans Saints. They lost to the 2025 Saints. I hate you both. But I can't even be too upset with the Giants because it's the Giants. But the Eagles, like, I don't even know what to tell you. Like, I don't even know, like, how do you predict shit like this? I would like to think the Eagles win this game, no? You're not losing to the Giants, right, Eagles? You got this, right, Eagles? Eagles win, right? Next, you got the team that the Eagles choked away that lead to versus the embodiment of choking. I guess the Jets aren't really big on choking. They just suck, period. Like, there's nothing to choke away a lot of the time. These two teams will be playing in London. And real quick, I don't know if we got beef with some of these countries, but I don't know why we keep sending some, like, shitty games over to these other countries for the international games. Like, the best one so far was Steelers versus Vikings, but that wasn't even all that. But anyway, I would like to think the Broncos win this one after that fourth quarter comeback from the Eagles and the Jets' 5 straight losses. I think that paints a pretty clear picture for me. Next, you got the Seahawks versus the Jaguars. Jacksonville took on Kansas City. And what is this? The Chiefs in a close game? I think we all know how this ends. Chiefs weave some of their bullshit magic and pull off a victory. Just watch.
On second down, picked off. Lloyd again. Devin Lloyd. What a year. Still rolling. Down the sideline. One man to beat. Lloyd. Pick six.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, no one ever said that the other team wouldn't make great plays, you know. In fact, that actually happens quite a lot. But as we get closer to the end of the game, the Chiefs will, of course, find a way to hold on.
Lawrence for Thomas. Oh, he dropped it in. Catch is made.
Well, shit. Kansas City's waiting for them to get to the very end to yank the candy away from them. What bullshit is going to transpire here?
Oh, with 30 seconds left. Now Lawrence goes down, has to get up. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Holy shit. I can't believe it. But look, there's still 23 seconds. They got all 3 timeouts. We've seen shit like this before.
Nobody's even rushing Mahomes, and he lets it go. Hoping for a penalty. Incomplete. Jaguars win it.
I'm speechless. All I'm saying is Chiefs are looking pretty ugly. Meanwhile, the Jaguars, they're looking pretty solid. Like, they're looking like a threat now. They're a team that I'm gonna start taking seriously. They'll be taking on the Seahawks, who just put up an admirable performance against the Buccaneers. Though they did lose, so that's unfortunate. But still, the fight was there, and this most likely is going to be one good-ass game. This could go either way. But I'm going to do something that I've been doing repeatedly up to this point for some reason and go against the Seahawks. I'm going to pick the Jaguars to win. I mean, if Trevor Lawrence keeps doing what he's doing, I don't see what's going to be slowing this team down other than, like, absolute top dog teams, which the Seahawks are not. But yeah, I got Jacksonville winning this one. Next, you got the Chargers taking on the Dolphins. Chargers, that was a pathetic second half against the Redskins. I should have known that this team, it was too good to be true. That 3-0 run was too good to be true. The Chargers they still haven't unlocked the consistency perk in their skill tree yet. Meanwhile, the Dolphins lost to the Panthers. Both these teams looked fucking like shit last week. Omarion Hampton is out for the Chargers, and Joe Alt is questionable. They were already choking away their 3-0 start to the season. They didn't need to be taking injuries as well. I guess I'll pick the Chargers. I mean, both these teams are inconsistent, but the Chargers are the better team, so as long as they don't play like too much shit like they did last week, they should win. They should. Next, you got the Lambs taking on the Ravens. This would have been a good game, but after the last week's performance, I can't promise that. The Lambs were talking lots of shit to the wheelchair team and the 49ers, and then proceeded to lose to the 49ers.
Are you serious?
Yes. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Ravens got fucking decimated by the Texans. This is the Ravens without Lamar Jackson, by the way. And their defense just continues to allow 40-plus points. This has to stop. At the time of recording, it's unknown if Jackson will be playing this game. If he doesn't, the Ravens are not winning. That's just period. They're not winning. But even if he does, that wouldn't solve the defense issue. This defense can't stop a fucking snail. Though it'd be funny to watch the Lambs lose again, I'm gonna pick them to win. The Ravens just clearly don't know what they're doing right now. Next, you got the Cardinals taking on the Colts in Indy. Cardinals, how did you lose this? How? Help me understand. I don't fucking get it. I mean, not only did you blow a fucking fat-ass lead, you also lost to the Tennessee Titties. I've lost all faith in the Cardinals. They're going right back to the bottom of the NFC West, where they're accustomed to being. Meanwhile, the Colts did some sick, twisted things to the Raiders. I won't get into too much detail. Anyway, I got the Colts winning. After what I've seen from the Cardinals, I have no reason to vote for them. I have absolutely no reason to think they have a chance of winning this game. Colts got this. Next, you got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers. The Cowboys essentially got a free win off of the Jets, and the Panthers took care of the Dolphins, who are just looking like complete ass right now. So this will be an interesting battle to see, who's a bit more of a threat in the NFC. Here's the thing. There is nothing wrong with picking upsets. I just gotta pick the right ones. The Cowboys are due for an embarrassing loss. Meanwhile, the Panthers, you know what I mean? They've been doing pretty good at home. No. I'm picking the Cowboys. Something's telling me that the Panthers will not, get this one done. I'm just not sensing a collapse from the Cowboys yet. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys this time. Next, you got the New England Patriots versus the New Orleans Saints. The Patriots, to my surprise, took down the Bills in Buffalo. Such a beautiful win, beautiful upset. The only concern there is, Ramondre Stevenson, one of their star players, constantly fumbling. That needs to stop. They'll be going against the Saints, who I don't know. I'm confused at this point. They already have more wins than the September Saints. Explain that to me. I'm gonna go with the Patriots. This game could go either way, but I think they're a slightly better team with better coaching. And also, I've been supporting the Patriots a bit this year, and I feel like I've gone against them a bit too much. So I'm gonna ride with the Patriots this week. Next, you got the Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The last time we seen the Steelers, they essentially dominated the Vikings up until late in the fourth quarter, which consisted of them allowing a 99-yard touchdown drive. But other than those final minutes, they had the majority of the game under control. And this is the thing with the Steelers. They can clearly do great things. They just have to keep it up. I want to see this shit in January. This type of performance on the field. They'll be taking on the Browns, who are still, even under Dylan Gabriel, looking like some hot ass. But even though the Browns have been looking consistently horrible, this is an AFC North matchup, and these games are always set to all-pro mode. These two teams trade wins, no matter how good or bad they are. It just happens. But I have noticed that their wins have been more favored in the home team. And this time, it's looking like the Steelers are the home team. So coming off of a great performance and then a relaxing bye week, I'm going to pick the Steelers to beat the Browns this time, though it might be a pretty close game. Next, you got the Tennessee Titans taking on these fucking bum-ass Raiders. Props to Cam Ward and the Titans for managing to overcome an 18-point lead over the Cardinals. in Arizona to get their first win of the year. Meanwhile, the Raiders were getting fucking tap danced on by the Colts. If the Raiders lose this game, you may as well just say their season's over. They were eliminated now. And though this game could go either way, I'm going to pick the Titans to win just because, again, this game could go either way, and I'm just going to go with the team that I'd prefer to win. And that's the underdogs. Next, you got the 49 injuries versus the Buccaneers. San Francisco, against damn near all odds, pulled off a victory, an improbable, beautiful win against the Lambs. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers did the same thing to the Seahawks, except minus the improbable part. In fact, they were actually projected to win that game. Point is, both teams have won very close games. Now, even though the Buccaneers look like they're in much better shape than the 49ers have proved that that doesn't really matter. But the 49ers are 0-1 against Florida so far. You know what, I'm just going to pick the Niners. Their defense is something else. Next, you got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Green Bay Packers. Before their bye week, the Packers went against the Cowboys and couldn't beat them. They decided to end the game in a tie. As for the Bengals, they went against the Lions, and despite the score, they got completely fucking demolished. Even though the Packers earlier lost to a team they shouldn't have lost to, the Browns, I have faith that they won't be making such mistakes again against an arguably worse Bengals. So I'm going to pick the Packers to win this. Next, you got the Detroit Lions taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. As I mentioned earlier, the Chiefs choked away a victory against the Jaguars. Yes, Chiefs and choked in the same sentence. That doesn't involve the 49ers. Meanwhile, the Lions, as I just said, essentially stomped out the Bengals. But if we're being honest right now, the Lions haven't gone against some real competition yet, you know what I'm saying? Even though they're looking dominant and all that, there's not enough wins from high caliber teams, you know what I'm saying? They've been beaten on fodder up to this point. And they're ready to take on some real competition. And I think the Chiefs are, well, I would say about as real as it gets, but it's questionable this year. Last time these two teams met, it was Detroit that came away with the victory, and the rosters haven't changed a whole lot since. So it's a matter of, are the Chiefs feeling vengeful, or are the Lions really about that this year? But I'm going to go ahead and pick the Lions because I feel like they have far more aggression than the Chiefs. Bro, I mean, just imagine seeing the Chiefs 2-4. Wouldn't that be lovely? On Monday, you got the Buffalo Bills versus the Atlanta Falcons. Last time we saw the Falcons, they turned up against Washington. However, the Bills did not turn up against the Patriots. It was an ugly game for Buffalo. Bijan Robinson is one of the most underrated athletes in the NFL. This game will be interesting because we've just seen the Bills bleed for the first time, and we've just seen the Falcons look pretty fucking solid for the first time. Quite honestly, I'm just hoping for a good game here. This game could go either way. I'm just gonna flip a coin to see who wins this. I got tails, and I said Falcons would be tails. So I guess I'm picking the Falcons this time. And for the final game of the week, it's a rematch that I'm sure we'd all like to see. The Chicago Bears in Washington versus the Redskins. Before their bye week, the Bears somehow clutched up versus the Raiders, scoring a touchdown with approximately a minute left in the game, and as the Raiders are moving down the field to kick the game-winning field goal, they block that shit. Impressive stuff, low-key. But can you put up that same kind of fight against the Redskins, a team that you've seemed to have struggled with over the past few years? They were off to a slow start against the Chargers, but they rallied back and scored 27 unanswered points, asserting their dominance over the Bolts. I don't know, guys. The Bears have been losing in some stupid-ass fashions to this team lately. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen this time, but I do have the Redskins winning this game. I don't know how much they'll win by. I don't even know if this will be a close game or not. It'll probably be a close game, but fact of the matter is I think the Redskins are the better team. Even though the Bears are coming off of a great win followed by a break, I just think the Commanders are hot right now. They're getting hot. Even though they're only on a 1-game win streak, I know. I mean, Is there such thing as a 1-game win streak? That's just a dot at that point. Or maybe a splotch. I don't know. A streak of 1 just doesn't sound right, though. A streak of 1 just doesn't sound right.